Hi everyone, happy almost Halloween. Sorry I haven't made a video for a while. I know it's kind of off to a rocky start for a video blog. I've been really busy lately. I've been trying to find and accept some jobs in Minneapolis and prepare for a move there. And I'm hoping, especially once the move is completed, that videos will start being more regular. We'll see. But I wanted to talk about some stuff that happened this last weekend that really, I think, highlights my development and interaction with the world as an autistic person. I went to my first cosplay convention called Anime Fusion, and I also went to my first rock concert. So Anime Fusion was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Friday morning, a lot was already going wrong. We were running late due to some things that had been forgotten, and then on our way to the hotel, I punched in the wrong address in my phone, and we went to a completely wrong hotel and couldn't figure out why they didn't have a reservation for us. My two friends, Matt and Jordan, had to be at a panel in like 15 minutes, and I finally figured out that I put in the wrong address. We shot over, got to the correct address, ran inside, got registered. They ran to find their panel, and then just as we got into the hotel, one of my props broke. And so as soon as I got registered, I went to found a corner and got a hot glue gun out and tried to fix that. By the time that was done, everyone had disappeared. Everyone, not just the friends who drove me there, but everyone I knew. And so I was left alone in this very busy location I'd never been to before, surrounded by dozens of people I'd never met before, not sure where to go or what to do next or how to interact. And I started to kind of freak out. I was trying to text my friends and be like, okay, so where are you at? Where's this panel at? So I could find a solid place to rest. I wanted to find a place that I felt secure. So they were telling me, oh, it's in this room, and I was looking on the map, and the map agreed with what room they were saying, but then when I went to the area, that room was locked, and I couldn't figure out, and I was really starting to freak out, just due to all the anxiety from the morning, and then being in an unknown location with a lot of unknown people, because how my mind works is I need to understand what's going on. In that environment, not knowing what was going on felt very nerve-wracking. So I started breaking down because nothing was in the right place, and I couldn't find my friends, and I started feeling like finding a corner and crying. But I was telling myself I could not do that in front of all these people that I did not know. That I, a 24-year-old adult, couldn't break down crying in public. That's not okay. That can't happen. So I finally found, just before it started, this panel that all my friends were in, and I was shaking, and I couldn't focus, and I felt like the room was spinning, and so I went into one of the back corner seats and just sat down and closed my eyes and started rocking back and forth, and I began to heavily disassociate. My mind went somewhere else. I could hear, I could even see everything going on in the room with this panel, but it was like watching through, to use cliches, it was like watching through a tunnel. It was like watching through dirty glass. I was not there. I was inside a room watching something happening very distantly outside the room. And I stayed like that for the whole panel, which was about 20 minutes, half hour long, doing my best to keep myself from crying, from breaking down. And after the panel was over, I still couldn't move. I couldn't speak, I couldn't move, I felt stuck there. My friend Matt, who's been my good friend since high school, kind of came over, just sat quietly next to me, and just kind of quietly started asking me questions. Hey, can we do anything? And so he sat with me for a while, and I slowly was able to come out of it and come back to myself and finally kind of talk. And I started feeling very heavily like crying again. And I was insisting, no, I cannot cry. I cannot break down. And in that moment, I realized that I've given myself a number of allowances regarding my mental health and my social health. But the one thing I realized that I haven't allowed myself to do in years is cry in public. That is something that I realized I had ingrained in myself was not okay. That if I broke down in public, if I cried in public, I'm not an adult. That's not how adults act. And furthermore, what I realized is that a lot of that conditioning stemmed from my parents. My parents would get very upset, particularly my father, if I started crying, if I started breaking down in public. And I didn't realize until that moment that was something I'd taken deep within myself and set in stone as this cannot happen. If I cry in public, I'm not an adult. And so I started crying because I realized this, because I felt so overwhelmed, because I felt so weak and immature, because I broke down, and it was cathartic. Being able to break down crying and tell my friends that I was scared of breaking down crying, that I felt so immature. To myself, within my own mind, it felt so humiliating and so weak. So after my friends helped me calm down, they suggested that we go back to our hotel, and I told them that I really needed to actually, with their help, with them there by me, walk around the entire con real quick and mentally, in my head, figure out where everything was. Because that was the big thing, is not knowing where everything was made me feel so lost. So after we walked around and I figured out where everything was, we went back to the hotel, got our cosplays together, came back, had a good evening, and the next 2 days went pretty wonderful. My friends Matt and Jordan, who I mentioned earlier, got engaged on Saturday. Jordan was completely surprised, and it was so beautiful. And on that day, I went as Angel from X-Men, and everyone recognized my cosplay, and lots of people were asking for pictures, and I felt so good about myself. And then on Sunday, the last day, I went as Manchester Black from Superman vs. the Elite, which is not a well-known DC character. But I worked hard on it. He has a full chest tattoo that Matt helped me paint on. And going around the con, 2, 3, 4 people, which is what I expected, went, "Wait, are you that character? That's great." And it was really happy. That was the first big thing, was the breakdown. And my realization about things I had taught myself or been taught weren't okay for me to do as an adult. The other half of this epiphany happened Sunday night. I found out that one of my good friends from the start of college, Bree, was going to a brand new concert, and I just recently started listening to their music and found that I really did enjoy them. So I basically asked Bree, "Hey, would you mind if I tagged along if I bought a ticket last minute?" And she thought that was great, and so I bought the ticket. But because I bought it last minute, it was in the balcony. Bree and all of her friends had already gotten tickets for the general floor. So Sunday night, I go over to I get over to Bree's with all my stuff. We start getting ready. She helps me do my makeup because I still have no idea how to do a good smoky eye. Her friend Tim came over, picked us up, grabbed some food, got over to the concert, did a little bit of pre-gaming, and got in there. And of course, as soon as we got in there, they went to the general floor, and I went up to the balcony. And as I'm leaning on the railings, I managed to get front row seats in the balcony. All of a sudden, I hear someone call up, and I look down, and Bree and her friends managed to find me walking on the general floor and called up to me. And for whatever reason, that just made me feel included. Like, okay, it's not just, sure, you come along, but then we're going to go. It was these friends including me, even if I was in a separate location. And so the first 2 sets went Modern Baseball in the front bottoms, and then Brand New came on. And I realized about 3 or 4 songs into Brand New that here I was, an autistic adult who had just had a freak-out episode on Friday morning because he was in a new place with new people he'd never met before. And here I was at a concert with 500, 1,000 people all smushed up against each other with loud music, loud noises, bright flashing lights, and I was having fun. And I wasn't having to force it either. I wasn't having to pretend I was having fun or kind of barely having fun. I was enjoying myself. I was jumping up and down. I was feeling the music. I was feeling calm and excited and happy. And I almost started crying. And I had to keep myself from crying, not because I felt like I couldn't cry in public anymore, but because I was wearing mascara and was going to smudge it. But 3 or 4 times during Brand New, I had to keep from crying because I realized that yes, I will have those freak out episodes. I will have those episodes where I will break down crying in front of people, and that's okay. But I haven't regressed. I am not weak. I have grown stronger to the point where I was able to go to a rock concert surrounded by people I don't know in a completely new environment and have fun. And that made me really happy and really excited myself and really excited to try it again. Not just concerts, but try new things again. But it made me so happy to realize I have made progress. Despite the occasional lows, I have made progress. And then since then, things have been going well. I've been kind of riding on the high of the weekend. Yesterday, someone on Tumblr recognized my cosplay and thought it was great and told me that I should tweet Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly is the creator of the Elite of Manchester Black, the person I cosplayed. So I tweeted Joe Kelly, and he tweeted me back and told me that it was great, it was amazing, he loved it, which made me even more excited to do more cosplay. So I'm happy. But I guess there's a takeaway for any of you all, from me to you. It's to remember you are your own person. Don't take anything at face value. No matter what someone tells you, look into it yourself, try it yourself, decide for yourself if this is right and that is wrong and this is okay and this is what you believe. And remember, no matter if you're 14 or 18 or 24 or 36, you're just in multiples. No matter how old you are, Remember that it's okay to have lows. And savor those good moments. Savor those moments where you're out with friends and you're having a good time. Or you finally went and did that thing that you've been so nervous about doing. Life can be hard and scary and tough, but remember that you're strong, and remember those around you who support you. I hope this video has helped you guys understand me a bit better, and has given you some encouragement. You're all awesome, no matter who you are, and I love you all. Have a good Halloween. Stay safe, please. I hope you all have an amazing time. I'll post again next week. Love you guys. Hello, cat. Nope, you're coming up here. Anyway, that's actually goodbye. This is Thor. You guys have a good weekend. Love you.